In the news, absolute shit. And then you get people like this, making you freaking to death. I can't deal with it anymore. I'm turning the bleeding thing off and I'm going out. So join me. These buggers are not watching news, are they? What are you doing, Dickie? Oh, you're not watching news. Because it's shit. God. This car needs a wash. I've had other things on my mind, haven't I? I'll tell you about it. Alright, so what a couple of weeks I've had. Well, when I started this YouTube journey, I obviously said I'll bring you along through experiences and stuff like that. So it's only right, innit? Now, obviously, you've known for a while and I've known for a while I've got this operation coming up, and it's not one of them vlogs asking for sympathy, because it's not. I've said it before, there's loads of people got different challenges, but I just thought it's only right if I just vlog this, because it's not going to be one of them vlogs where I'm showing you something, I'm taking you out somewhere, or we're looking at something, or reflecting. I suppose there'll be some reflection, but it's not like a review of stuff, no real story as such, just like a day in the life type thing. So I could very easily have not done this. I don't know how it'll go, it's not scripted whatsoever. But already I'm thinking I need to talk about a couple of things that are coming up. So what happened were, I'll bring you up to speed if you didn't even know. I had a scan a few years, it feels like a bloody few years ago. I had a scan last year, routine scan, because I have to have my bloods checked. Is that Scrapman there? Rag and bone. Scrapman said it. So after a routine check, I had a look at my liver, because my liver, some levels were up or something like that, which they look for, don't they, in these routine tests. And they're like, we'll just give you a scan to be sure. Anyway, long story short, did a scan, and it turns out I've got some lumps in me called polyps, which as soon as somebody says that, I mean, this is my mind how it thinks with anxiety, and anyway, you think, oh Christ, it's the worst thing ever. It's a routine operation for a routine person, and it's something that they probably do all the time. But when you've got anxiety, and when you're like me, or if you can imagine, if you're not anxious, you kind of overthink things, don't you? So they found these polyps in my gallbladder. Because of my age, 53, I think I'm 53. And because of the medication I'm on, I eat methotrexate and that other biological drug, it's best to take it out. Now, I thought, that daftly enough, probably naive, that they'd have to take it out straight away, because my surgeon, the specialists who are looking after me arthritis, know about this drug that I'm on, and it's quite severe. So what they've said is anything pops up. I had a cyst on my head, didn't I? And they took that straight off, no messing. Anything pops up like that, you've got to deal with quick, right? So I'm thinking, oh, this will be all right, this will be fairly quick, in and out job. Now, months and months and months later, I heard note, and I was really panicking at that point, because I thought, what if I'm just on a normal, and no disrespect to anybody that is on a normal waiting list, and why should I be any different, I guess, but being on this medication, I was told that it were different, and I were a higher priority, because I've got no immune system, essentially. Anyway, as you have to keep asking questions. I had to, unfortunately, I was getting nowhere, so I went through PALS, which I'd recommend that anybody who's waiting months and months with no light to go to PALS. Like, it's almost like raising a complaint regarding how things are proceeding or not proceeding through an NHS. And I love the NHS, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of these that slate it, pull it down. I think, and I've genuinely said this before, I've seen angels working when I see nurses. I've seen doctors that are absolutely unbelievably skilled and fantastic humans to talk to, and they're in that job, aren't they, because they care. A lot of them, most of them, the ones I've met they're in that job because they care and they want to make a difference, and they've trained hard for it. They love helping people, and that's probably the ultimate thing they can do, isn't it? If it's to do with, I don't know, people's wellness and that, it's like their goal, isn't it? So they've always been fantastic, NHS. So to rule this argument as a zero, rule it out straight away. This is no criticism on the nurses and the doctors and the NHS in general. We are fantastically lucky to have them. What it is a criticism of, and what I've had to fight for, is it seems like, it's like anything, isn't it? The upper management, the higher up it gets, the organisation and stuff like that, it's not at the minute, and it's fair to say this in the UK, it's not what it should be for people. And it's not, you might wait 3 or 4 months for an operation, or even a year at some instances, but you probably knew from offset you were going to wait a year, and you probably get a date after about 6-7 months or what have you. That a bit longest, I think, but it's just ridiculous now in this country. You can wait years and years and years just for a diagnosis for things like autism and ADHD. You could wait 5 years. You could easily wait 5 years, which is, I just think it's disgusting, but that's another side story that we've already touched on in another vlog, haven't we? But I had to put this complaint, I guess, through pals. As soon as I did that, things started picking up and I got this appointment. I got this nurse that rang and said we need to do a pre-op. So I went for pre-op. I've been twice for a pre-op. I don't know why I had to go a second time, but I did. I drove through to Rotherham. Couldn't get parked. You can't get parked in Rotherham Hospital at all. Even a disability badge, there's no bays. And even if the bay, they're full of people with disability, passes blue badges. That's another bugbear of mine, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But I just think if there is a space for somebody who's struggling to walk that day and they've got a blue badge, they should be able to use it. And it shouldn't be just parked, took up by somebody just for their convenience because they can't be arsed. But then again, I suppose I'm falling into what if they lost the badge and they are genuine, but I think you should display it, and I think there should be people coming around if you've not displayed it, moving you. I'll stick to that because that's a pretty strong one with me. Any road up. So what we're saying, so after pre-op things were moving a bit quicker. I then got a date which was after Benidorm. So recently I got a date and I went in and before I went in I had to fast. I had to stop taking as well my medication, my methotrexate, which helps ease my pain and helps me manage my arthritis. So I had to stop that. So I felt rough stopping that, and I felt not good, especially aches and pains. And I stopped it a time before, let's say. So I go in and I went in on early morning, 7 o'clock last Monday, I think it were, and I'd starved and done other. Not took a medication, got myself psyched up. And I don't know if it's just me or if anybody does, but if you've got an operation where they're putting you to sleep, especially, I've got my CPAP machine, so I had to fetch that and all. But if you've got an operation due and you work, it's the first one I've had, by the way, a big one, operation-wise, and you can mentally prepare a little bit. Well, I do that anyway for things that I know is coming up. I need to focus. If it's something that means a lot to me, I'll focus on it. I'll go over things in my head, and that's just preparation, like a job interview, like I've spoke about. It's good for you that to prepare, but when you're anxious as well on top of it, it's a fine line between preparing and overthinking. And I've fought with them thoughts in my head 4 weeks leading up to it, if I'm honest with you, and certainly the last couple of days going in. Well, I got enough strength to go in, and my wife, Shaz, bless her, she dropped me off with my bag because I had to have an overnight bag because of my sleeping. They've got to monitor my sleeping, so I had to stay in. So in my bag, I thought I'd done well. I'd got my pyjamas, I'd got my CPAP machine, some toiletries, I got my charger in case I needed to look at my phone to tell her through any news. And I goes in, and I'm not kidding you now, I couldn't believe it. I went into Rotherham and it was packed. The admissions for overnight stay for operation, the day unit I think it's called. I'm talking about it was busier than customs at Benidorm. They were queuing out at door. There must have been 60 people waiting to be booked in, and I thought to myself, this just seems a bit weird. It seems a bit like they're over busy, or is it like this every day? I don't know, but so it's AM and PM. So AM were like, you've got to be there before 7:15, and PM were like, you have to be there at about 8:11 in the afternoon. So mine were AM, I was there at bang on 7 on the dot. And they were queuing out to do it. It took ages. I nearly had to sit down a couple of times, but I leant on a couple of pillars that were there. I didn't fetch my sticker out because I thought I'd be in and sat down pretty quick. But no, I was stood a while. Then after that, they book you in. You go into a room, and then you go into, it looks like a recovery suite with a bed and a curtain round. So I went in there, didn't know what to expect. After about 40 minutes, nurse comes to see me. Are you all right? Blah. I'm all right. I'm just overthinking things. Oh, you'll be fine. And they're lovely, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? She were human. She were having a laugh and a joke. Took some measurement. Filled out another questionnaire. Again, are you pregnant? I get asked that all the time. I think it's because I've got a bit of weight on maybe, but I don't know. Why do they ask guys that? Chuff knows. And then after I'd seen her, I was left again for about an hour. And you just sat there, you've got your gown on at this point, sorry, yes, I got my gown on, ready. And you sat there, and you do feel quite vulnerable because you're on your own. You can't have family member in. you've got a gown on and you sat there with a screen round you so you can't see what's going off outside. And you're literally naked with just this gown on. And then I thought to myself, bollocks, I knew there was something. I ain't got my dressing gown. I knew there was something. I don't wear a dressing gown at home. I don't really. I just like wear my joggers and stuff on a night and then I'll get changed later. But I thought I don't need a dressing gown. And I stood up in this bloody gown and it was very evident I needed a dressing gown. And I felt like, right, idiot. So I shouted at her. She says, oh, we'll get you another gown and put it on back to front. So I'm there in what I can only describe as 2 robes not fitting at all, sort of balancing about, trying to cover everything up. And at that point, I knew I'd messed up because I should have had my dressing gown on. That's one of them things, and you think to yourself, next time I'll bring a dressing gown, but hopefully there won't be a next time. Spoilers. I'm waiting another 2 hours. Now, I think I'm exaggerating. I think it were about 3.5 hours in total. She shouts me back through to front, this nurse, and I'm sat at front with everybody who's just walked in. So I'm sat in these 2 gowns with everybody that's still queuing up to get in. And I thought, that's a bit strange. Why am I sat at front again? But maybe they do it this way, right? So I'm sat there and there's a couple more people that's waiting for procedures and, you know, talking, and there'll be somebody that's, you know, it's not funny, it's sobering, sat there waiting for an operation, because there's people that's a lot worse and you can see they're a lot worse off, but obviously you don't want to start a conversation, but you do because you just want to chat with him. And then one guy offered up that he's got cancer and it's his last operation that he can have, and you just think, all right, how lucky am I just to be having a procedure in my gallbladder out when, you know, I hope he's all right. But you, in that moment you think, all right, and it just drops to it, you think. And I weren't panicking at all, and then she went, right, you're next. And I thought, here we go. What can be worse? I can go to sleep, wake up, maybe a bit of pain. I'm in the right place, the nurses are brilliant, fantastic. All right, I'm ready now. I walks in, she pulls me into a room outside, she goes, I've got, can you sit down, Jonathan? I says, yeah. I've got some really bad news. I says, bad news? I says, you haven't even started. I thought, how can they have bad news? Is it they haven't tested much today? They've just looked at me. Well, what's gone off? She says, we've made a miscalculation with beds. We need another bed, and we've had to let yours go. I says, well, I'm about to go in. She says, oh, yeah. I said, well, how long have you known? She goes, oh, we've only just found out there's no beds. And I thought to myself, I was absolutely livid. Like, how proper. I'll tell you something. I wanted to boot right off. And I thought to myself, for a second, just breathe. So, in through nose, out through mouth. It's not her fault. Her that's in front of me. She's doing a job. She's delivering the news that arseholes above her have messed up. Because there's no way that you'd be down to 1 bed, gambling on the bed, getting somebody through an operation. Oh God, we've still got this bed. I'm not having it. To me, it's a mess up in upper management. And these things happen in life. And I'm lucky because I weren't lucky then. I promise you, I didn't lose my temper with this nurse. Bless her, no. I was very angry. She knew I were. And do you know what she said to me? Would you like to speak to the surgeon because I know you're upset? I thought to myself, what's he got to... Surgeon's naught to do with this. He's not his fault, is it? It's not the fault of a surgeon. He's doing his job. He's a very, very job to do anyway. He don't need me going, oh, people above you have messed up with your bed. What's it got to do with him? It's not got nothing to do with him. Not in my book. I might be wrong. I'm not medically trained, so correct me if I'm wrong in comments. Tell me. Have you ever had out like this? Anyway, I was fuming like you, and I can't hardly move. I couldn't walk properly, and I thought, how am I going to get home? Couldn't, you know. Right faff about getting back dressed and walking round to the front and trying to get a lift home. And then eventually, because my wife was due to come at night to see me, so she'd gone to some other things that she needed to do. And she can't answer if she's driving or, you know, doing something else. So I had to wait for that. Then she drove me home and it was just fluid. I thought, well, the only thing you can do is go back through the channel again that you raised it through, pals. So I raised it back through and said, look, I've had this disappointment. It's really not me. Duck, they said, don't they? But it did. I'm covered in hairs, look, silly. Sorry about this, just as I am a minute. Yeah, so it's been right good. So for the last couple of weeks, I've had really, really anxiety, really bad. And it worked through it. And I realised, like, after about week 1 of being really under it, I reached out and got some help through assistance. I got some counselling set up, actually through work. So I've had like 3 of the counselling about how I'm feeling. And this is the reason I'm making this as well, is even though I've had this before, recently as well, I could still see triggers and I could still see I was late sort of getting help, but I did get help and I did ring up. And fantastic, this that I'm talking to, it's like, maybe when I've... Yeah, so story short, the answer, I'm jumping all over, aren't I? They answered me email fairly quickly, rang me back up and said, we're really sorry, it should never have happened this. Can you come back in Friday 13th? So it's this, I thought to myself, this is a joke, this. Friday 13th. Oh my word. Look, unlucky for some. I love Friday 13th because I love my horror films, and I saw Jason Voorhees, Paramount, New Line, Jason, Scream Factory box set, Friday 13th on VHS. Those were the days, man. Do you know what I mean? I love Friday 13th. I love everything about Friday 13th. I could talk a lot about Friday 13th. I've got Friday 13th pyjamas, 100%. Of course I have. It's me, do you know what I mean? I'm obsessed with stuff, like daft stuff like that, aren't I? So they're packed now, prime ready, and I've got a dressing gown. I have bloody got a dressing gown. I ordered a dressing gown off Amazon. It were about, 15, 16 quid, and I'd got some credit on Amazon, so I thought, I've got to cover up properly, man. I've got to cover up. Gets this dressing gown. It said, do you want extra comfort? And I thought, yeah. Because I'm like, I like to be comfy. It's like a big black fur pimp cloak. Jesus. At least I'll be comfy. Can you imagine if I have to have my stick? So much politically incorrectness in that. Anyway, I thought I'd mentioned that bit. I'm going to do a bit more vlogging today and just see if I can just cobble something together. I really do think that I would not have done this. This is completely against what I'd planned to do some vlogs this week and next week. I'd not planned to be off work. I've been basically in bed in agony most of the day for the last 2 weeks, and I've not been able to move properly. I've not been able to walk properly. Hey, morning. It's just as it is, and my anxiety's been through bloody roof, so I've had to look after myself, and I've had to take myself upstairs and protect myself as well, protect my well-being. I've really had to work hard at that. So this is the first sort of time I've really spoke about it since. But I'm all right, because I've had these sessions, and I do think a lot of it's going to get sorted out through these sessions. And I do feel like I've got a guardian angel and my brother looking out for me. It sounds soppy, I know, but I do feel I'm in good hands. I'm in being good hands when operation starts, and I do think that it's going to be a weight off my mind after, and then I'll recover, and recovery is about a week to 2 weeks normally. With no immune system, it might be a bit longer for me. I've been told by specialists. We'll have to see. So I don't know if I'll be running about vlogging. Well, I won't be. I might do some more vlogs where I'm sat if I'm up to it. Depends what these stitches and stuff are going to be like. There's 2 ways they can do it. They can do it through my belly button. If they can't see what they're looking after, they can do it by cutting under my ribs, which is like a full opening, they call. And it don't matter, does it? Because you'll be under anaesthetic. I'll be asleep. So I'm too bothered, like, they do it as long as they do it. But I've got this vision, like, you cut jaws open and number plates fall out. I laugh about that. I can laugh about it now. Yeah, so probably a positive thing. So yeah, I'm just do a couple of bits and film a few bits and see if I can salvage something to put out there that might help somebody. And I tell you what, I might show you a few of me things that are dear to me in house, a few things that I cherish, and a couple of films I might show you, and then I might show you some bits and bobs. But I've got to go up to Goldthorpe now. I don't want to go because I feel completely shot, like nothing. But I'm going to get a bottle of Lucozade. I know it's not good for you, but I just eating really good at the minute, so I need water and I need liquid, but I'm fancying Lucozade, so I'm going to go and get that. And I'm going to go and pick up a sandwich for my son because I can't stand cooking at the minute. I'm about to cut all my cooking and stuff and activities down any road with my arthritis, but it's an excuse that I stick to. No, it's not. I love cooking. I would have cooked actually in Benidorm. I would have cooked in Benidorm because we had all apartment and everything. It would have been lovely to cook James a meal. I've just been dropping pans and I've been burning for a bit now, for months and months. So my cooking, it's non-existent at the minute. But I have good ideas and I can tell people what to do and chop stuff. And, well, 2 hands and an axe. It flies all over, but it is what it is. That's another reason why I have this Action 5 Pro camera. as to my old Sony one, which I've spoke about, haven't I? So I dropped this, it's not knackered, is it? And that another reason why, and I'll show you these later on, them Ray-Ban specs, them that I took to Benidorm and did a couple of, my last video were mostly Ray-Bans. They're all right, and people have asked me some questions about them, so I'll answer that as well in this vlog. That's what I can do. I knew I'd think of something. Right, I'm going to see if I can do some filming up Goldthorpe and all. It's all right, Goldthorpe, as you've seen on James's video when he invited me for a pint. It's not too bad. There's a speed camera, some new housing estate, and they're putting a speed camera up most of the time on Barnborough Lane, I think it is. So watch out for that if you're in the area. It's a bit controversial, isn't it, telling people to watch out, but essentially it used to be, I think, a 40 road, now it's a 30, because it's new housing, it's catching a lot of people out. So the police are making a lot of money. So hopefully that'll invest into the community and make everybody happy again. Result, Asda. Let's see how we get on. Not come for a lot. Goldthorpe Asda. Hey, you can't film it, Asda JT. Watch me. Oh, anybody that's outside UK, this is what it looks like in Asda, which is owned by Walmart now, isn't it, I think, or still is. So how does it fare? I'm not buying this for my son, so don't look. That's not for me. Fruit, veg. They do like warm chicken and stuff here. Mini fillets. A couple of sausage rolls. Just in it to have a couple of sausage rolls. Not that I'll be having them. I've got no appetite at the minute. I think that's due to me worrying and what have you. Crumpets. Do you call them crumpets, or pikelets? Crumpet. Get in bag. Cakes? Oh no, not my birthday. What's on reduced? I know you're asking me. I'll show you. Some old egg, 3.23, bit of fish for Ginny. If I took that to my mother and said it's been reduced, this egg, she'd say, take it back. Be alright though. You can make a nice, you make a dinner with that, couldn't you? For a few quid. Now there's definitely something I've come here for and I can't remember what it is now. Cheese. Cheese here. Cheese is dear, isn't it? I'm not over exaggerating that, am I? Block and grate it, end up on flour. Luke said, that's what I were here for. Anyway, Luke said, it makes you feel better, doesn't it? But it's probably really bad for you. I tell you what, it's really bad for you, this ale here. Not had a drink since Benidorm. What we got on offer? Any 4 for £7 on your ciders. They got Dixon's. I like people like that in Goldthorpe, don't they, Dixon? And they ain't got that cider. Thatcher's. They're selling that in Goldthorpe. Thatcher's. Never ought to be allowed in Goldthorpe, did it? Anyway, I don't do politics on this channel. This is all your stuff what James will drink here. Like, where's his favourite? That's it, it's supping Desperado like it going out of fashion. He told you it tasted like, well, I'll not repeat it, but he was supping that like it was out of fashion in Benidorm. So don't let him kid you with all this fancy beer, because he'll have a Desperado if he's desperate. Madrid. We learnt in Spain that Madrid's not even, it's not Spanish. It says it's brewed in Madrid. It's brewed over here apparently. Madrid's not Spanish. No more Spanish than I am. So you've been fooled. You think it's clever drinking Madrid, don't you? But you're not drinking it from Spain. What the Carlin? Now that's a quality drink, that Carlin. Now drinking a Carlin reminds me of Download. Fuel boxes. I don't think you can go wrong with Carlin. Carlin. It's alright. It's cheap, isn't it? Yeah, let's go and pay for this stuff. Cheese. Crumpets with cheese on. Make me laugh, these scanners. You could scan, when they first come out, you could scan a bottle of gin and just put an onion through, couldn't you? Not that I would have. It's a dear do though, isn't it, shopping? No thank you, I'm afraid. No bag, I'll struggle. Lovely. Could I get a bag as well, please, love? Oh, I asked for a bag at last minute and forget it, me. I forgot my bag, cheers, love. That's me now. I've everything more that I needed. So we can go home and I'll finish this vlog off at home. But I managed to get beans. Hey, some people like beans, some people don't. It's up to you, really. I've seen people eat beans cold from a can. That's savage, that. There's some real savages out there. You've got to be careful. I'd never just eat beans from a can, but it made me think of pea men. Beans and peas, you see. This is how my brain works. I'll turn drum and bass off on here. So, with pea men, I've got another little video that I'll put up that I was stood behind James when tried again to scamming people, and he had another go. He had round 2, so I'll put round 2 up at some point in future, if only to highlight the problem. But like I've said before, in Benidorm, everywhere you go, there's people taking a chance, trying scams. They're all over, aren't they? It's not just Benidorm. So that, I mean, they've got like a trying with scams. Apparently they've got like beansmen. That's reminded me of beansmen, because there's beansmen in Tenerife. They're very, there's more of them. In fact, they're really hard to spot. There's over 57 different varieties of beans. That's shit. Here I am in sunny Goldthorpe now. Is my camera, my mic's still on. This is what I wanted to show you, Spuddy. Now, if station's not open, I have been known to frequent Spuddy because it's on my doorstep and it's nice, but it cannot beat the legendary Cake Station, Swinton Precinct, the best jacket tate you will ever have in your life, more than likely. I think I'm up here. This is Elmhurst Butcher's today. That one on the corner where the queue for pork pies. Pewit, or Pewit as it's now fashion. I've yet to go to that workshop in Rotherham, but I shall go and I shall review their breakfast when I'm fit and when I can eat it. Because I can't eat fried stuff or how heavy once I've had this up. But honestly, yeah, some houses down there, it's not too bad.
Alright, no worries.
I saw being in the bee's knees. It's good for a bacon sandwich there, you know. It's alright. And I can't be doing with messing with bacon. Even though like it's to cook in it, but I ain't gonna want the bacon sarnie, so he'll send me money. I hope he does. He's for it. Betfred, buddy, giddy up. And that's about as much as Goldthorpe as I can show you today. Back. This way. See if we can see out. My windows are filthy, aren't they? I'm sorry about this.
Oh, you dirty old man!
Ajax will fix it, Harold. It's got double bleach.
Right, our glorious home like ours needs both cleansers. Ajax Creamy for the modern surfaces and Ajax Powder for the tough job.
I'm just in need of a good valeter, I think. These are these houses, look. There's loads of houses on here that are boarded up. And I know there's some rejuvenation and some money gone in, but these houses here, instead of knocking them down or whatever they're going to do, couldn't they just have refitted them and made them purposeful for a family to start? You know, first house. I think they would have been great for that. And I really do think it's a missed opportunity. There's more, look. I'll drive steady so you can see them. And you've got to start somewhere in life, haven't you? You can't just go into a new house that's like 250. How can you afford that? We never did when we were. My first house were like, our 27 grand we paid for our first house. And that seemed like earth, and it seemed like I was never going to pay it, and it seemed like mortgage were too high. And that were then. You've got to give these young people a chance, man. You've got to give them a chance. Like there's houses that are ready to be done up, and they've got families in them, and if they've got a street full of family, and they were done up nice, do you know what I mean? Get that spirit back into it, won't it? And good for business as well, good for local shops. There must be some reason. It's greed, I think. Greedy landlords and greedy government that are not redeveloping as they should. Instead, they bloody spent millions on this chuffing eyesore here. It's not an eyesore, it looks all right, but I'll show you. This area here, I'm not kidding, there's a lot of money on it, just paving it, and they put market stalls on it now and again. And that's flat land here that's been knocked down. That's where fair goes sometimes. Feast or fair, fun ground, whatever you call it. But your camera off now, a bit of privacy. I'll not tell you exactly where I live. It's where I do all my walk when I can. I haven't been here in a bit, but yeah, it's nice. Birds. That's where I walk around that field, you know. See me on my vlogs when I'm moaning about stuff. These fields behind me, they used to cut them, council, cut them down and maintain them on those ride-on lawnmowers. They don't do it now. That's my morning field. Yeah, it really is a lovely place. We're so lucky. Look at that bird there, look. It's a tit. Back home. It's funny, look. There you little buggers. Just got back from shops today. Some posts. Via Will Wright, cancer research, and a letter from hospital. Oh, just what I needed. Hey, you've got to laugh. Yeah, I was going to talk to you about these specs, weren't I? So basically, I got them through a scheme at work, so they're like 100 quid off, so I think they cost about short of 200 quid. So, something like that. But they're all right. Well, I think they're all right. They are a bit of a gimmick and a bit of a gadget, but they're not like tech specs that you see, where it's like VR and they're great big things. These are basically styled on Ray-Ban Wayfarer, normal lenses, these ones, but you can actually get prescription. You can then get some lenses for them that are actually beneficial to you. Yeah, they're all right. They do light up. I'll just show you. Let me get right hand here. They do light up when they're recording, so people know you're recording, but you know, just don't be weird with them, I'd say. They're all right for vlogging if you're walking, really good, and you want hands-free. It's a limited recording and it's in 1080p. They're also all right, you know, taking to festivals and stuff. They'll be great for download, and that's kind of one of the reasons I got them. So I'm filming you, filming me, so I'll turn it off now because it's a bit daft, this, isn't it? See, I said it'd be random, this one. But yeah, they're all right. They store on device itself, the recording. So what you've got to imagine is you then back it up to your phone, you have an app. So that's not too bad, because if you're just shooting the odd B-roll or odd sections where you're walking about vlogging, your phone's probably going to be on you. And then it's backing up to your phone when you sync it, and then you're good to go again. I don't exactly know how big the storage is, sorry, I'll look into that. Yeah, they're all right, and the good thing, another good thing, is they come with their own charging case, which is I don't know if it's leather, or if it's just a leather look, but it's got a USB, is it USB-C? Normal one that everybody uses. And when you're out and about with them, if the battery's running low, it does about 20 minutes, 25 minutes on and off. So it's not that long, is it? But when the battery's running low, just bob them back in case, because case has got its built-in charger. So once the case is charged, it then charges the specs. And yeah, so they charge up in about 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. So they're okay. They're a good additional gadget, I would say. I won't go running about buying them just for vlogging, because you're going to need probably something a little bit better. And actually, you don't need something better. You could vlog with these, what am I on about? But your phone might be better. You know what I mean? So you've got the use, definitely. And I think they look all right on. You might think I look a pillock in them, but I think they just look not like normal specs, don't they? So I said, downside is, obviously, if you're recording, you've got to be letting people know, as you would anyway. You won't be a creep with them. No. And just be courteous to people, but I'm not telling you how to vlog, don't you, by now? I'm not going to go into film stuff that shouldn't be filmed. Oh no, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, so battery levels, not bad. You have to keep, obviously, backing up to your phone. You could say that's a con, one at cons. Other con, it's only up to 1080p. I suppose you could say that might be a downside. Again, I use them as an optional device, and I wanted a decent pair of sunglasses as well that look just normal. So they come in handy with that. And of course, at back in mind, like I've said, I want to take them to download so I'm hands-free for some little bit of drinking, little bit of just chilling out, and just don't have to worry about holding a camera all the time. Or, I've just thought of this, I could give him to one of my sons and he could run about, and we could share footage together, couldn't we? It's going to be a good one this year, hopefully. And I hope it's not raining. God, I've probably cursed it now, haven't I? Yes, so, hey, has anybody got this far on this vlog? Because I weren't going to do it, you know, but I just needed something to occupy me then, because, yeah, I've been getting stressed about this operation. And I need something to take my mind off it. So thank you if you have got this far, I really do appreciate it. I don't want sympathy, it's not one of them vlogs, but what I'm asking for is, if you can, drop me a comment. Again, I'll be right, but if you just comment about, you know, anything, or this vlog, or what you want me to do on next vlog, if you've got anything that you want me to look into regarding local creepy stuff, you know, or if you've got any recommendations for, probably like creepy places to go to, or interesting places that we might go to next. And then that'd be really good if you could. That'd be fantastic, because it helps the channel grow, doesn't it? So yeah, the channel's doing really well. I'm really proud of everybody that's helped, and really thankful, I should say, to everybody that's helped and jumped on board. But in less than a year, it's really, it's blown my mind. So honestly, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a bit more tidy now I put these shelves up. These are some of my Blu-ray collections and my weird things that I collect. These particular paintings that I've had done by Angelo, I absolutely love. He does a fantastic job. He's a brilliant artist. That's City of Living Dead. My zombie flesh eaters one, which I absolutely love, and I've shown it you before. I'm a bit obsessed with Jaws, as you know, so I've got quite a few different Jaws pops. It's a bit, yeah, if you can see any films on here that you want to talk about or you want me to talk about, let me know. I will do some more videos, films that you can't see, but maybe not the same format, unless you want me to. Yeah, I've got some funny films, me answer. When we had fire, we got rid of a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff were damaged. And I weren't bothered about getting all my films back and having material things in my life, and I went through a bit of a phase where maybe I've grown out of it, you know what I mean? But what you find is, it's part of you. So your collections, whether they're books, films, it says a lot about your personality, and it's part of my DNA, because I grew up in this era. So I've been collecting all my life. I'm just really lucky that I've got space to keep collecting. Yeah, it's not as bad as it were in 90s. In late 90s I had all videos, laser discs and DVDs when 1998 onwards, or 97, late 97 onwards. DVDs were, I was just spending all my money on them. A lot of them. I like going stuff, because when kids were growing up I thought, oh, I don't really want to have this bigger horror, I know it sounds daft, I didn't really want to have that bigger horror collection on show, or, you know, I wouldn't have had them in cases like this when they were that little. Which is funny, innit? I don't know, I think it's just when you first have kids and you think you've got different responsibilities, and you might tone things down a bit, right? But it's still me, it's still part of me. So a majority of stuff I've got back, or I've collected over years, 20, 30 years more, 40 odd years, collecting films and film memorabilia, mostly horror. Yeah, so I just thought I'd show you a couple and show you. I did these shelves, my friend, one of my best friends, putting me up. There's only like little lats, and they're like drilled with like 2B1 to wall and bolted in. It's just cheap. It's a cheaper way of holding films in a nice manner, and it's pretty good for storage. They want dusting. It's a bit dusty in it. Aye, but yeah. One of my favourites, like I said to you, is my Friday the 13th box set. It's Friday the 13th, tomorrow in operation, so bring me some good luck, Jason. And I've just bought him Tom Savini's Jason creation for Friday the 13th, the video game pop figure. It looks a little different. Let me show you in a little light. I just think it's cool. Tom Savini, I'm not, as you know, I didn't have a do with him, but you're a bit of a funny sort. But you can't deny his art. You can't deny what he's given us, and essentially he's given us Jason, hasn't he? He's kind of responsible for Jason. Aye, some weird and wonderful stuff here. Very weird and wonderful. I will see you, probably, might be quiet over the next week, but thank you again, and I'll catch you later. and I'll drop a post when I come round after tomorrow. I'll let you know how I've got on. Cheers everybody. Take care. Respect. Peace.